everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look again here at Solana, double checking a few key factors. We got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, our 5 waves to the downside, looking for our ABC to the upside. And the cool thing about ABC patterns is that oftentimes they have a tendency of being very volatile or pushing very fast in either direction. So in this case here, the ABC pattern I'm expecting is for the price action to pull back down to this more recent fib level here, possibly that 0.5 or 0.382 fib. Okay, so we'll discuss that here a little bit more in a moment, but the good news is we should actually see a price action pivot back as low as that $157 mark. Again, that's a round number, but that was our previous support level, potential resistance for us, but now that we've broken through that, it could be a support. So we want to kind of anticipate that being a nice little bouncing / entry level for us. And then obviously a few other things we want to look at too, because you don't just blindly jump into trades, right? We want to kind of look at everything. So let's look at the liquidation levels and just verify that this is the 1 month time frame. They got a concentration between 164 and 165 roughly. We'll zoom in, you can kind of see that a little bit better. But in the last 7 days, you can see, again, a decent amount of liquidation here. Once more, these are more late shorts here. You see how the red gets a little deeper right here as the price came up. So we have some late shorts at 164, essentially holding the price action in place. Or, sorry, let me rephrase that. That's somewhat of a resistance range. Again, more recent highs, right? That's where they're going to be hedged at. Again, you'll always see liquidation levels above key fib levels and or more recent highs or lows, because those are areas that haven't been swept yet. Okay, so 164, just kind of give you a perspective, is right here, this range, right? This 0.618 fib level. Makes sense. It's a very, very common retracement range. Okay, so take a look here at the daily. Let's double check a couple of things. Oh, and I do want to say thank you to my community for just some awesome feedback. We've got a lot of new community members in our group, so welcome on board. Again, if you're considering joining, CryptoCache.tag is the site. Feel free to ask questions, get to know the community first, of course. But generally speaking, we've had a really good time here recently. Caught some shorts to the downside yesterday, but those are some shorts we took previously that kind of ended up securing profits. And really only triggered a couple of stop losses in the last week. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it's actually a very good sign. Ended up closing our Solana trade early just because it just wasn't looking good at all. And with Bitcoin CPI data, in case you didn't notice too, CPI data came in very, very strong, and that shot the price action up for Bitcoin, and most alts are reaping the benefits of that right now. So again, CPI rose 3.3%, which is less than 3.4%. So it's a very, very good sign. We haven't seen that in over, just about 2 years now, just under 2 years. So very, very good sign. Anyways, take a look here at the daily time frame for Solana. Let's go ahead and verify a few things. First of all, because again, we've had this bit of a ripsaw effect, but the truth is here, we closed above our support level at 148. We talked about this yesterday being an important level to close above. While we were below that yesterday, the candlestick closed on the daily above that range, and that was a very positive sign. Again, that's a weekly candlestick closure. It's a previous high turned into a new low for 148. So we can presume 148 will continue to maintain itself as a support. Till it doesn't, we do take a look at some factors here. We're still not breaking bullish yet. You got to recognize, just not sunshine and rainbows here. We've got the RSI under 50, while stochastic swinging up. Money flow index is still fairly low, and of course we can see here MACD is still diverging. So more things that are bearish than bullish here, but if we do kind of zoom in and look, we can see that we're above the 50-day SMA for the moment. Pending we don't close below 157, as I mentioned earlier, possibly a good pivot point for us, we should be in good shape. We're hoping to close with a bullish engulfing candle at 159 or higher. That'd be advantageous to allow us to continue to run. It would also ensure that we break this descending trend line, which you can't really see on the daily, but it is definitely something that's happening at this point, right? We technically closed above it on the 4-hour time frame. That's a good sign. We just got to kind of wait and see where we go here. So I got this excellent chart from yesterday. That's basically a confirming factor. It would have broken our descending trend line and closed above the cloud. We're already above that, so it doesn't mean you just go long right now because of that. But the truth is there's more likelihood or more propensity for Solana to increase than decrease at this exact moment. However, you got to recognize too, there's got to be a cooling off period as well. We've been running for, somewhere in the range of about six 4-hour candles, so maybe about 20 hours straight. It would make sense for the price to retrace in the relative near future. Keep in mind we got Fed meeting coming in here today at about 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to change the market a little bit. My speculation is it's going to push the price action higher for Bitcoin, just based on, in general, we've seen a pretty solid response to Fed meetings in the last 3 Fed meetings this year, okay? And that's generally a favorable sign. Now, it's not instant, but inevitably within 5 5 to 10 trading days, the price action of Bitcoin goes somewhere in the range of 10 to 20% higher. It's common. I'll discuss that later, or more important, why don't you just watch my Bitcoin video from earlier today? I talked about that, went into detail there, so you kind of get that example. So we can see MACD's converging here, stochastic swinging up. We're back up over 50 in the RSI, which we haven't been for roughly the last 5 trading days. That is fantastic, giving us the indication that we're breaking bullish, but we're not truly there yet. Once more, the price could still subside and bounce off of some of these lower levels, this 0.382 fib level, hoping that's a good solid pivot point at 157. So me personally, I'm going to be looking at an entry at 157 for Solana as a consideration for a long here. Once again, the price could still pull back to this lower fib levels here, or just in general, this could be the perfect pivot point here for us to fulfill our ABC pattern. Again, it's not a guarantee, but we've had a pretty solid, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, our first wave down. It would make sense for us to see one more leg up from Solana at the very least. We may even be starting a new 1 through 5 pattern. You got to recognize ABC doesn't always follow, the 1 through 5, but once more, we can kind of presume we'll at least have one more leg up in this phase here to get an expansive wave higher. Hourly time frame, let's quickly note here as well. This is the confirming factor I was looking for yesterday. We're kind of confirming now, and I say kind of just because it would make sense for the price to pull back to one of these 2 levels. And if it does, those are excellent entry considerations. We can kind of see here, of course, that little area there at about 155 or higher would put us in a prime position there above the cloud. Lagging spans free and clear, conversion line over the baseline. So these are all very, very good signs here to not consider shorting this coin and to maybe consider taking a long. Now, am I telling you to jump in right now at this exact moment? Probably not. I do feel Bitcoin will pull back to potentially fill this little fair value gap here. And if so, then we will see the similar scenario here for Solana. All the more reason why 155 to 157 may be a better consideration for entry. Again, the price could literally turn around right now and never look back. So there's that too. A lot of times I like to get some skin in the game. So sometimes my first entry target, folks, I put in 25% position size in case the price runs and we don't get a chance to get filled. And then, of course, maybe my second entry, somewhere in the range of 50%. That's where I'm truly trying to get in. Okay? Different strategies, of course, but I do recommend averaging in or out of your position. That's exactly what we do as a community, and it works out very well. Either way, I do want to say thank you so much for watching and learning. Hopefully you learned something here today. Do yourself a favor, trade Bitunix, folks. These guys are phenomenal. Excellent rewards. Use my link to register. You have to use my link to get this bonus. But if you had previously, keep in mind, just take advantage of it. It's in the rewards section, if I'm not mistaken. I have instructions on our Discord, of course, if you're curious about how to take advantage of that. We got Twitter, Telegram, Discord, YouTube, TikTok Shorts, YouTube Shorts now. A lot of fun, folks. It's definitely a cool thing. So absolutely appreciate, again, the awesome feedback. You've all been amazing. I look forward to continuing to work with you. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you soon.